All right, I've got the latest Scout box. If you got kids in your home that are into outdoor stuff, camping, hiking, that sort of thing, this might be just the subscription for you. So let's open this thing up and check it out. What's up guys, Eric here with At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another Scout box unboxing. So this is a fun subscription if your family is into outdoorsy stuff, if you got kids that like to be outside, like to go camping, like to hike and that sort of thing. Scout box sends some fun stuff every month. If you want to get signed up for yourself, follow the link on the screen or down in the description and check it out. It's always a fun one to get. So this is the box for September 2022. So let's pop the seal of this thing and see what we have inside this month. All right, looks like with the card started sliding out the side there. So emergency preparedness seems to be the name of the game here. And then we've got a rundown of items here that'll give you everything in the box if you want to pause and get a head start. But for me, I kind of like to go through and figure things out as I look at things. So let's put this up here and just go down the list. So first up is something I've seen multiple times in multiple different subscription boxes, and that is the M020 camping card multi-tool from Tactica. So how you feel about something like this is going to depend on how much you like these flat card style multi-tools. As far as those go, this is actually probably one of the better ones. Has some interesting features built in. You can get a rundown of the things going down the side here. It's got a fire starter, which actually isn't actually in it. I think it's this little rod here tucked away up top. Let's pop this thing out of here. Itty bitty little ferro rod, but you slide this thing down and you have your little holder and your striker, I believe here on the side. You can strike that thing once you rub a little bit of that paint off. But that's kind of a cool extra bonus feature that this little survival multi-tool card thing has that some others don't. But you can see it's got a tent peg puller, rope cutter, and a huge list of features here in the back. I laughed when I saw this because now, as a guy that gets multiple subscriptions and has a channel about this stuff, I've seen this a lot. I feel like just about every subscription, BattleBox has had this, Going Gear's EDC Club has had this, and now SCOUTbox has had this as well. But that doesn't necessarily speak to whether it's a good or bad item. It's just something I've seen a lot. So I just laughed getting it again in another box. But it does have some cool stuff. It's got a sundial built in. Of course, it's got a bottle opener, all sorts of little items there, a little serrated cutting edge. But yeah, whether or not your kids or you get any use out of this is going to depend on how much you like these style tools. I personally have graduated to more of a full function multi-tool with pliers and that sort of thing. But if you have a small amount of space and want to slide in a little tool, there could definitely be worse tools to throw in your kids. So that's the M020 camping card multi-tool from Tactica. So now I feel like I've seen that in just about every subscription that unboxing this channel. Maybe they'll move on to another product from them. But interesting item there, something interesting to check out that you may enjoy goofing off with outside. So next up, we have some fire plugs from Bigfoot Bushcraft, which I really enjoy getting fire starters in boxes like this because I use these all the time. Got a big fire pit outside. Go check out our fire pit comparison videos, which you'll really enjoy if you're into that sort of thing. But these look like they're pretty nice. So waterproof, windproof, 5-minute burn. I like that this is from Bigfoot Bushcraft, which kind of continues a strange Scout box subscription of featuring a lot of Yeti or Bigfoot related items. So that's fun. Let's pop open the seal and see what these look like. The ones I've seen before are kind of yellow and like a little cylinder. You kind of break them apart and fluff them up to start a fire. Let's see if these are any different. I also wonder how many. Oh, okay. So these look, these are actually pink. Looks a little bit like that insulation that's in your house. But yeah, with these, you kind of smush them, break them apart, get those fibers kind of fluffed up so they'll take a spark, kind of get one going there. So maybe you can see it a little bit, but you really want to twist them, get those, like I said, those fibers going. Now, if you have something like a ferro rod like you have here, which is kind of nice to send these hand in hand, but you can take this ferro rod out, get some sparks going into this thing, and essentially get a fire that'll last for about 5 minutes, which I believe it's kind of a compressed version of the classic like Scout cotton ball and Vaseline trick. So a lot of times I'll get an old pill container, get a bunch of cotton balls, rub them in Vaseline and throw those in there to have a fire starter. But this is like a nicer version of that. And it looks like it comes with quite a few in there. Maybe hard to tell without dumping them all out, but maybe 20 or 30 of those. So awesome, that's something good to throw in a kit. Throw a few of those in a little container when you go camping and you are good to go when you're out in the woods and need to start a fire. So I like that. Fire plugs from Bigfoot Bushcraft. It says made in Colorado too, which is always cool to see. Next up, they actually have this listed on the card. It's our Keep Nature Wild sticker, and this month is Explore Responsibly. That's kind of a cool one. A little bit different than what I've seen before. A little bit more, less whimsical, more straightforward. Looks like I guess the design was originally from 2016 maybe. Kind of neat. So always like the SCOUTbox stickers, a lot of fun. We have a beanie. We'll look at this next, and I see one more item in there, which is from a company I'm actually familiar with. So we have a Polar Extreme beanie, which, you know, I think this actually may be a different beanie than they mentioned on the card here. Because on the card it says we have a SCOUTbox Captur headwear beanie, but this appears to be a different brand, Polar Extreme. I mean, it's a nice looking beanie. It looks like we have a little bit of, look at that, we got some fleece on the inside, which is super nice. So actually, rather than the house brand that's mentioned on the card, I actually prefer this. I've gotten a SCOUTbox beanie in the past and it was fine, but it was just kind of your typical, you know, low-end beanie. But this thing seems pretty great. I really like the fleece on the inside. That's extra fun. It says in the card here that the rumors are you can lose about 50% of your body heat through your head, which is an exaggeration, but you can still lose around 10%. So that's a big deal. Pretty nice beanie though. Excited about that. It's a good quality item to get. So let's move on to the last thing, which may be one of the most interesting things in the box here, and that's the fishing tackle tin from Vessel. They spell it VSSL. So I think it was last month they sent us a Vessel tin that was just empty, something you can make your own kit with, which I thought was a little bit puzzling, but maybe they got some extra with these. So Vessel's a pretty interesting company. You can go check out their website. But their whole thing is they make these really robust survival kits that basically pack down into these tiny itty bitty little packages. So you get like a tube, I think it's like an aluminum tube with like 8 of these things in there. And then you have this really small, easy to stow survival kit that has some really interesting stuff. So this is their fishing version. And instead of reading the card, let's just unscrew this thing and see what they have packed in here. And I may not take all of it back out because I'm guessing it's going to be kind of difficult to get back in. I can see some lures and stuff down in there. I'm having trouble getting this foam piece out here. This appears to be our fishing line. Oh, it's going to be a bear to get this back in. So yeah, here we go. We've got some fishing line. We've got a bunch of different little lures and hooks, and all sorts of, some weights, all sorts of fishing goodies packed into this tiny little tin here. Let's see if we get a rundown on the card. So 15 pieces of high quality fishing gear, including 50 feet of 20-pound test fishing line. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Vessel makes good stuff. This is one of those things that, this is tiny, but it's actually fairly high value. I think they charge like 20 or 30 bucks for these on their website. So that's cool to see. And on camera, I'm definitely not gonna be able to stuff that back in, but when I'm done making this unboxing, I'll have to get this back in there. But I like this because I can throw this in a bug out bag, or the kids can throw it, even in their own little adventure kits, and always have it if they want to just try some on-the-fly fishing, or God forbid they're ever in an emergency scenario where they need to do this to actually survive or get some food to eat. It's cool to have all the little stuff you need. So that is the type of little item I like to get in these types of boxes. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this month's Scout box. So we have that Vessel fishing kit, this cool sticker, a really surprisingly nice beanie that I don't know if it's an accident or not based off the card, these fire plugs, and then the Tactica camping card multi-tool, which I've seen a bunch, but still a cool product to get. So lots of neat stuff. So like I said, if you want to get the subscription for yourself, follow the link on the screen or down in the description. It's a pretty cool one, especially if you have kids in your home who are into this sort of stuff. If you're an adult like me that's into this stuff, it's fun for the kids to get a box to call their own, that they get lots of neat stuff every month. So definitely worth checking out and worth your time. All right, so that's it for this unboxing. As always, if you dug the video, be sure to hit the like button because it helps the channel out a ton, and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more stuff like this. We'll see you next time.